rhythm, let the bass roll out. Show me how you move, how you get down. Take it to the dance floor, do it now. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it right back to the rhythm, let the bass roll out. Show me how you move, how you get down. Take it to the dance floor, do it now. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it right back. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. 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 Take it right back.
Unique to the technique.
Do it like that, work it like that, shake it like that, take it right back.
Move to my feet, hit the right beat, make it unique to the technique.
Do it like that, work it like that, shake it like that, take it right back. Take it right back. You get down. Take it to the dance floor, do it now. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Dip to the rhythm, let the bass roll out. Show me how you move, how you get down. Take it to the dance floor, do it now. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Do it like that, work it like that. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it like that, take it right back. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Do it like that, work it like that. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it like that, take it right back. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it right back. DJ to bring a new sound. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Take it right back. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound. Tell the DJ to bring a new sound.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VLE Challengers Cup 2 Day 8. We're coming back with our second matchup for the day in the form of EXL Alter Ego versus EQUINOX Esports. And joining me for this evening match is going to be Storch. What do you think of this matchup, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting matchup. We saw two, maybe not so close games in these first rounds. And, I mean, EQ, they were able to get that one close game with Fanatical Radiance, but they never really seemed like they were on the upper end. And Alter Ego, I mean, Ultralight was just playing those games so well. They've had two tough matchups, and now they have to go together. I'm really not sure who's going to win.
Yeah. This is a bit of a toss-up for me as well, and I want to talk a bit deeper about some of these teams. You mentioned Alter Ego, so the thing about Alter Ego is they had a bit of a hard time in their opening match against Ultralight Academy, and they ultimately fell in that series 2-0. Now, one of the biggest things I remember about this squad was how heavily they leaned on No-No, the Sentinel player, to find large impact to swing those rounds, which ultimately didn't work out in their favor. And then I look towards Coopster and Legacy 2K, who seem to both struggle to find that impact and add those layers to the team to make things even easier each round. And so for me, the biggest thing this team seems to be missing is firepower, but if they can find a strategic advantage today over EQUINOX, they could easily take the series. And furthermore, if they come with their mechanics more on lock this time, having worked on their micro between their first series and now, I think that could be an open door. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think if they're able to get their aim, up and running, feeling good, maybe they've gotten in some aim training before this game. I think if they can find that confidence, they can do very well here. I think No is definitely going to be a big part of how this game goes. And then on the side of EQ, Robbie, we saw most of the team do pretty good against FNR, but Clean wasn't really able to find his footing. What do you think he can do today to find, some sort of momentum?
Honestly, I think it comes down to that micro and those mechanics like we talked about. He is a lower rank duelist coming into the tournament relatively to his opponents, so I can understand where maybe some of that's faltering, but I think that it has to do with the system that's playing around him. They're going to have to enable him, make the rounds even easier, and that's going to come down to server time. How does it work, in terms of how the initiators are playing around him as that duelist? How are they, creating scenarios, setting him up to get value out of his agent? I think that's one of the biggest things that's going to help him this series.
Yeah, and I have noticed over the past couple of weeks since this last EQ game, I have a few of them added, and almost every day I'm seeing them playing together. I think we're really going to see some improvements in team play here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing about EQUINOX is the only time we've seen this team play was in their opening matchup against, Fanatical Radiance. Now, as you mentioned, now Clean was someone we were looking at in that duelist role, and he definitely underperformed in that first series. And additionally, I had a hard time finding where the layers of the squad came in around the other players. And the players Raid and KB caught my eye when it came to that part of the conversation, because Raid, that initiator role, giving that output that we were looking for, and then KB being a somewhat strong Sentinel presence in the server, was really good. However, I get a bit nervous when I look towards that duelist side of things, because at least from what we've seen in this tournament so far, that duelist sets the pace for the team, and the duelist walks so the rest of the team can run, and I didn't see that juice in the tank for EQUINOX the first time around, so I'm looking for that to be a pivotal change in this series.
Yeah, and on the other side, for Noctify, I feel like Noctify had a few rounds where she went huge, but overall, she really struggled against ULA. I think both duelists really have to step up here.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And just looking at the stat line here from Clean in the first series, I mean, this alone is indicative of how hard of a time that, he had finding openings. 70, ADR, 113 ACS. Definitely not a performance you want to see in that duelist role, but I have all the faith that he's going to come back into it and come back better than ever in this series, because he seems to be a very well-driven individual. So I think that he can definitely show us that difference here tonight, because it's going to have to happen. This is an elimination match, and this is where all the marbles are on the line.
Yeah, and Robbie, taking a look at this matchup, what maps do we have?
So coming down to the map veto here now, Alter Ego did get the team A from the wheel spin. So Icebox got banned out, Haven banned, it's Sunset where we're starting, and we're seeing this map a lot, Storch, in this series so far. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think Sunset, well, at the beginning, like the first few games of the group stages, we saw the old Sunset, and then now with the new Sunset, we've seen a lot of new comps, and I think that's something I'm looking for here. Obviously Cypher loses a bunch of value, doesn't have that one-way trip. Maybe some Vice gameplay might be in order, and opting out of that Sova might be a good option here. Going for a more aggressive, like Breach Fade or Breach Gecko over the Sova might be favored for some of these teams.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, the other day I was watching the Sen Classic, or the Sen City Invitational, and I noticed that about the new Sunset as well. Some of the teams weren't playing that Sova anymore. I saw a Breach Fade and a Breach KO comp in one of the matchups on the new Sunset. We didn't see that Sova, and so honestly, I don't want to think in this very moment, Storch, that the only reason we played Sova on Sunset was so he can break the B main trip. But I mean, talk to me more about why you might think that change is coming through.
I think, the B main trip is kind of the center of it all. I don't think it's about Sova, though. I think it's about other Sentinels being open to play. I think teams are ready for that change, and they're launching a bit of a preemptive strike.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Preemptive strike is good too, because in a game like Valorant, Storch, the meta is always changing. So many different styles that all these teams love to play, and it's so important to stay up to date in that meta and make sure that you're playing, to the strengths that other teams are. And so already looking at this agent like Alter Ego taking that Sova there. All right.
Oopster. I believe that it was Spade. I believe Spade was the one playing Sova in the last series.
Yep.
I mean, we didn't see a Sunset out of them, but very interesting to see it switched up a bit.
Yeah.
As always, looking for that innovation on the Sova, though.
Yep. Looks like we're going to get a standard comp out of that, too. So we have the Raise. Ooh, a Clove Lock from EQ, okay. Now, we saw this on Icebox from Trombone Man Noah, if I'm not mistaken. Particularly on DSS Gaming, but I don't think we've seen Clove in any other comps other than that. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The Omen, if you're playing the Sova comp, I feel like the Omen is quintessential to the play on this map along with the Breach. You just need that extra activity off that Paranoia, and you lose so much with that Clove. I think if you're going to go for a Clove comp, you have to think about other more active initiators than Sova.
Yep. Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. I love that we do get that Breach Neon on one side, that Breach Raze on the other. Very popular Initiator Duelist configuration that we get here on Sunset. And we do have that Silva coming out from both sides. Now, the only difference in these two comps is on the side of Alter Ego, we've got the Omen. On the side of EQUINOX Esports, it's actually that Clove. The thing about the Clove, though, for me is I think it's very weak as an individual controller on this map due to the amount of restrictions you have in terms of her range, where you can actually place those smokes, and also the plays that you can go for with it. And so I think that's one limitation we're really working against. Granted, I guess on defense, you've got your Cypher that can throw those cages, so he's definitely got those sight deterrents if he doesn't get the help from elsewhere. But I don't know. I'm still scratching my head on the Clove here. I'm curious to see how they utilize this.
Yeah, I think that if a Clove were to be played like this in this comp, instead of a Cypher, I might run something like a Deadlock maybe. I feel like the Clove could lurk up mid, and it might be good. And then a Deadlock could save the team, maybe substitute for that extra body. But Clove's also really good at just taking those fights. I'm not sure though. I definitely agree with you that it's just not that strong on this map.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting here, but I mean, we've seen some crazier things here on this map, Storch. We saw a, what was it? It was a Vice Deadlock, right? We saw a Vice Deadlock on this map before. That was interesting.
We saw some talk as well in the server from RPGs saying that they were, thinking about running the Ascent default comp with Cypher instead of the KJ. And not a very typical comp for this map, but as you said, we've been seeing KO played more and more, so maybe teams might look at it. Yet another solved map.
Yeah.
Now, one of the big things in this match that I think is going to define the winner is how this mid space is taken. I think on attack, you always should have some sort of eyes towards mid. Then, as a defender, you have to go and re-clear that before the retake.
Yep.
That's what I think is going to be the kicker. I think both teams are going to be a little bit undisciplined on defense, and the mid lurk is going to be able to slip through and get that value.
Yeah. That was a big one in the matchup earlier as well today. In the ILH versus Operatives matchup, just mid control taken almost every single round by either one of the teams. So I definitely agree. I think how much control you have of that mid space here on Sunset is so important, because you can get some pretty fast lurks with it on defenders, actually. If you just go for that tile space and go for that A lurk. Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, and we're looking at this setup here. Fast A from EQ, running straight into that no-no setup. Cypher, always going to be strong at locking down that site. We'll see what value no-no can get here.
Yeah. And as we get ready to head into the match here, just based off the look of things, looks like Alter Ego is looking for some big control over towards market as well. Full A stack from EQUINOX, so it's going to be bloodshed pretty early here.
Yeah.
All right, folks, and here it is. 10 seconds left here in the bye phase for both teams to get themselves ready for this elimination matchup here. All the marbles on the line. A series that both teams are going to need to stay into the tournament here. Early recon coming out towards the A site. Getting that elbow reconnaissance. It's a really good dart there. Nonetheless, no, yes, playing very far back into this space. Koopster looking to jiggle, and right now both teams taking this very slow right now. Exec starting to come right on through. First point of contention created. Down to 58 HP is KB, but nonetheless, take is still coming through. Clove going so aggressive there. Not sure if that was by error or a plan, but Aftershock onto the diffuser, or planter rather. And I mean, that is just heartbreaking. Already going into this retake, EQ 2 men down in that breach on 1 HP.
Yeah, Spade's prepared now. Gonna get 2 with his stun. And now it's all up to Clean. 1v5, 1 HP. I don't think he can do it. And first round, going to go to AE very convincingly.
Wow. I mean, what a statement. What a way to start this series off. A flawless pistol round from Alter Ego. And they handled that so well. I love how passive they were okay with playing over towards A. Just going for that retake. You've got the Cypher set up. You have all the, util and plenty of recon towards the site. You don't have to overcommit to it. And that's exactly what they did. Very well done.
On team play, one of the major parts of team play is the calm side, and the aftershock coming through onto Crypto, nobody calming it for him, and he gets caught out by it. Need to have those comms coming through.
Yeah. And comms in the heat of the moment really make the difference. Now, this time around, very different approach here from EQUINOX. Going into the round, and so you see Alter Ego already changing where that Cypher's at. So early in this game, they're trying to plant those question marks into the heads of EQUINOX in terms of the variety in this setup.
Yeah, and EQ with this sort of default setup, they are going to lose a lot of time here, and AE, they aren't going to overpush. Looking towards this A main control though, KB not quite going to catch them. And EQ, they're ready for this B hit. They might try and go out here.
Yeah, and I mean, with this intel that they already have so deep A by Alter Ego, they know that hit's coming B. Not only is the Cypher set up here, but all of the information has been gathered. They're cornered right now. EQUINOX gonna have to find their way to claw out of these positions. Crod, very awkward scenario. Spade getting 2 on the round. Raid getting the trade with the classic there, and Crod playing around the mid. But Legacy 2K's on the case. Shots a bit labored. Able to take it down, though. Only classic in hand. And that's all she wrote. And only 1 goes down, so Alter Ego keeping 4 alive. Really good for the economy there.
Oh, and they can't quite recover the Bulldog. But they're going to come into this with 4 guns, including a Vandal here. EQ, they just need to be a little bit faster on those ecos. They let AE get control of too much space. And then it's too little too late, and they lose the round. What a beautiful paranoia, though, from Legacy 2K. Securing that pick, those picks mid, initiating that fight. And now, a full A push from EQ, gonna run straight into Noctify. Let's see what Noctify can do here.
Yeah, and that nade to start things off, Storch, doing some chip damage onto EQ. So you can already tell they're so aware of how you need to play these rounds, Alter Ego. Going for that chip damage early so that you can have a bit less to deal with this weaponry that you have. And going into it, that's the hit. Starts to come through. Aldrone confirming things, but the entrenched position is completely getting taken out of the equation with that aftershock. So now it's a full retake scenario, but they are all here. Looks like we might be getting a flood as that smoke comes right up through. Aftershock goes onto the planter there. They're going to have to be forced out, but it's an awkward engagement from them. Paranoia just to counter coming into this, and they're coming in for main all around them, but it doesn't matter. EQUINOX have handled this so well so far. Koopster down to low HP. Spectre in hands of No-No. Gonna do damage here. Crypto! He almost got hit by that shock right there.
5 HP.
Yep.
Now, No-No, it's up to him. He's just gonna go for some exits here. Die to the spike. I like this play, but no, he's gonna peek into this. And Clean might catch him out after he drops. Sees the arm of Clean. Gets the pick. KB. Every member of EQ except Raid is low. And 2 picks from No-No. That's huge eco damage.
Yep.
He's gonna be very happy with this round.
Really good stuff there. Happy indeed. I mean, you want to go for that damage on rounds like that, and I love the way that they played the A-main choke at first. You throw that paint shells in there, try to get them a little bit low, so with the ghosts and stingers that they had in hand to defend at A, they had a little bit less to deal with. Now, looking into this next round that we have here, we do have rifles on the board for both teams, respectively Crypto with that Bulldog, half shields, and then Koopster on that Spectre. Looks like we're getting a B fight here.
Yeah,
it's a quick one too.
Noctify, she's gonna push up. Can't quite find a pick. If she overpeaks this, she might get picked off. Gonna regroup towards
smart.
mid now. Now, A opting to drone out B. They're gonna grab this orb, get this control, and EQ. They're ready to refight this. Noctify gonna grab close angle, holding for Crod's peak. Are they gonna fight?
So awkward walking right in. Noctify, done it well so far. Satchels to get right out of there, and there it is, the exit. She has handled that scenario so well.
How did she get out? And Raid gonna find a counter pick onto Legacy 2K. That's a huge pick onto the Omen in this map, and then the Cypher falls as well. The round is just crumbling for AE in front of their eyes.
Yeah. I mean, this is a really good response based on those early rounds as well. EQUINOX playing around it really well, and Raid wants to stay here. Has he overstayed his welcome? He has. Getting completely taken down, but KB with the 2 trades. We talked about him before this series as well. So much impact in that Sentinel role. And those trades coming on through kept this rounds in the hand of EQ. Spade nonetheless on full HP here. Looking to make a go of this one. Fault line coming through. There's the angle taken by Clean. Gonna have to back up off that one. Being very careful here. Aldrone. He's really wants this one. So aggressive here, but he's getting stalled out. And with the spike there, I mean, he's just got no time to get into this one. Going for the peaks again. Does get one down. Actually very possible here. Not going to opt into the Rolling Thunder, but going to get onto the site. There's one, there's two, but as he runs away, going to have to get out of this round and save the rifle, and KB, that's the rifle out of his hands.
Yeah, that was really good eco damage from Spade. I'm really interested, Robbie, in why AE opted to go for the Spectre lights onto Coopster. He still had 1500 creds. He could have gotten one of these rifles. And, you know, maybe they're saving for an op. Defender's timeout, though, used early from Luna. I'm not sure about this decision.
Yeah, it's pretty early for my liking. I think that there's no real bleeding that you have to stop here quite yet. I know they lost those 2 rounds there, but I mean, this is the time where you put a little bit of trust in your IGL on the side of Alter Ego and maybe have them try to get these next rounds going, you know? Get some confidence in.
Yeah, I don't even think that Alter Ego have been playing that poorly. I think they've just... You know, last round, obviously, they gave up some mid control. And then they lost their bonus. You can't really put that on them for losing their bonus. And then... I don't know, it just feels like it's all going fine for them. Clearly something's happening outside of the game that they've called this timeout for, or outside of what we can see, whether it be the comms or anything else.
That's a good point. And you do want to stop that early on, because the more that tilting goes into the map, the lesser it looks for the team. So you're absolutely right. That external help from the coach coming in is always a really good sign.
And an alternative setup, AE gonna switch it up. No, he's gonna go towards A here. And it looks like they're gonna go for a tiles play here. Gonna try and catch out KB. But Raid, he's ready to respond.
I know exactly where you are.
Yeah, but the timing of that util was so awkward. The stun actually lands onto the teammate. So a bit of an error forced out there, but nonetheless, that neural theft comes right on through. And that gives them the information to regroup over here towards B, but no is on the case. Getting forced off the site so far.
And look at
Playing it
Raid, he's all the
safely.
way up into market.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, stuck
Full
on
rotation.
the left side. No smoke's gonna go down, he's stuck. But no, able to catch Raid on the jump up. Breach all coming through. Fast retake. And Crod
Ooh,
really
close.
gets cleared.
No way.
My ult is ready.
Looking for it. He got 3 on the round already. Looking for his 4th, and that would be a clutch too. He sees the jump up. There it is. Crod with the clutch. Oh my goodness. And Storch,
Second-hand embarrassment.
looking at that right there. You see the ping on the map already by the defenders. I mean, so that new B site, you've got that entrenched position you can play from as the attackers, and they don't clear it on the defensive side. And he just completely slipped past.
I wasn't fully watching, but no, it looked like he fake cleared the angle. You know, he sort of walked up to it, swung it, looked at it, then looked away immediately, thinking nobody was going to be there.
Eyes up.
And Krod wasn't hit by that breach ult, and just able to secure that round. Doesn't even have to use his ult.
No peeking.
Exceptional performance from Krod there.
Now, looking towards tiles, going up towards mid. Might go for a market here. No. He doesn't have a trip for it, but he has one insert deep B main. He knows they have to regroup towards mid. EQ really looking like they want to come towards market. Trip's gonna be broken. No, can't quite hit the shot. And Legacy 2K, he's just playing for this paranoia. Gonna use it. And nothing to come of it. EQ now, getting for a split hit.
Ooh!
And a big pick from No.
Like I never left.
And ulting. They're not dead yet, coming in pretty late into that engagement there. Looking to push this backside. Oh, but they get the kill. So Krod doesn't even get a chance to get it.
30 seconds
And keep the
left.
res underway right now. Full sight control here. Hunter's Fury out from Coopster. Onto the planter of Crypto. Not able to completely take him down, but that is 80 damage done. Noctify with the stinger towards market. No smoke right now, and completely forced out of position is Crypto. Whiffed that aftershock. And that's that new spike plant position. You have to be careful playing into that. Rolling Thunder invested here. And right now, KB looking to make the difference on the site. Able to get 2 down. 1 over towards market, and Noctify all by her lonesome to handle the clutch situation here on 45 HP.
Yeah. And Raid and KB, they're both watching the two extremities. And Noctify, she's just gonna fall. That, I don't know, that round seemed like it was played fine by AE. They just whiffed a lot. And then EQ, I feel like they took too long in mid. A little bit of indecisiveness there. They just need to act faster.
Yep.
Need a drop.
So now we have this Hunter's Fury onto Crypto. Crypto now, he's died twice to that aftershock. Spade really hunting him out. Hates those Sovas. Looking towards a mid take. Smokes haven't gone down yet. Coopster, he's ready for this. Noctify, she's up and ready for the play. She's gonna fight this.
And this is a position that we saw was very punishing earlier, going unchecked. So, gonna see if EQ cross their boxes here, but looks like they're not opting to go too far into this one. Aldrone gonna clear things out momentarily as the smoke top mid does dissipate, but them breaking that does not get that information onto Noctify, so she's still deeply inserted into this corner, but it's the main extremities they're looking for a reaction right now from Alter Ego, and they're not giving it to him.
Yeah, and Noctify, they're all running away from her. It doesn't look like she's gonna find a fight here. Grouping towards A now for EQ. Krod might be looking to fake with some smokes. Not too sure. KB.
What impresses me here right now actually
30
is the
seconds
fact that Alter Ego actually didn't react off of that Cypher tripwire break.
Yeah, and Noctify able to find one, but being held by KB. Coopster gonna go for the push. Falls.
I'm out of here.
Into this retake now.
Neural
Spade
theft.
doesn't have that stun. 2 flashes, but there's 3 sitting in safe. They have to find a way to get out of safe. They're sandwiched in. They're able to find the picks. And now, no, and Spade, they're so split.
Last
Yeah.
player standing.
And with the guns doing the work, I mean, they're able to place from safety in this space. Spade left by his lonesome to find the clutch. It would be a 1v3 if it happened. The shot's a bit labored there. KB with the reaction. And EQUINOX taking their 5th round away.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the story of the game so far has been EQ. They've played these really slow mid rounds. AE, they've gotten a bit stir crazy and just tried to look for a pick. And then, you know, EQ just using their micros. They're just out microing AE right now. I think neither side has by any means been playing a perfect game, but AQ definitely has a much stronger look right now.
Yeah. Quick showstopper out here from Noctify. Ooh, just slips right past Crypto there. All value lost from that play. Noctify gonna have to back up into this one.
Yeah, gonna be tweeting at Riot after this one. And EQ, they've regrouped towards mid. Have they picked up on the fact that AE are on an eco? I think they have, and they're just gonna go to crash B site. Coopster and No, the only ones here to help. And they're holding this high-low. They're gonna get some contact. Coop shoots his dart. He's not gonna get spotted out by this one though. They're ready for the hit. Let's see what happens.
Once again, going for that chip damage to help manage things for when they come through the choke. Really well done here. Aldrone looking to seek things through, and that's going to confirm things, but gets tagged out by that there aftershock, and it makes that position so hard to play. And No left onto the site to get the work done. Spade here to help, but this backside control so far is taken. Clean, running right into the Sheriff of No, but the team fighting together go towards backside, and bodies dropping left and right. Legacy doing the damage though, too, with the Sheriff. And right now, that spike's gonna have to be recovered and planted in just a second. And there it is. Spike comes down, both teams able to calm down and recollect themselves, but 1 HP left on both members of Alter Ego going into this one here. And I mean, it doesn't help that Raid's got a line here from main. Spike ticking as the time goes down, and Raid able to get the peek and take both down, and there's round number 6 for EQUINOX.
And that was a very successful eco there from AE, able to get 3. Building together some alts, they're 3 off of the breach ult, and it just feels like they're letting it slip from them. They're not playing as disciplined as they were in the first few rounds, and if anything, after this timeout, it seems like it's just helped EQ to surge forward.
Yeah. It's a quick play this time. Paranoia comes through, followed by the stun, and Spade taking out that first pick. And KB wasn't even in the midst of all that util, so a little bit overcommitted there, especially with the spike. Gonna have to recover this, but Crod able to get the job done. Still holding the line though, and Noctify looks like she wants to peek it. Flash comes through. Action taken. They're still contesting this space. Noctify is so deep. What an aggressive hold right now, and I don't even think they saw her slip here.
And she has all the audio on them as well. She knows that she's going towards A. If she relays this to her team, they'll have the read. And still,
Yeah, no.
Hold towards mid.
Cage triggered.
Raid going for this fault line. Gonna go on to default. Drones coming through, going on to A. Through elbow. Trips are ready though, and No, he's gonna try to swing through them. Able to get 1. That's a good pick from No. That's the breach. They have no reactivity off this retake.
And it makes it so awkward too, because Crypto, he's left in that dark cover there. Clean, trying to get the ADS Phantom for the pick. Crypto left by his lonesome. Only 10 seconds left in the round, but getting completely wrapped here, and EQUINOX find themselves on their huge back foot. This is a really good response from Alter Ego.
Yeah, I was about to say before this round that this is around the time that you'd want to be using that using that timeout, but now with only 1, they couldn't, but they shut me right up. They just played that round very well. Noctify getting inserted so deep, giving those audio comms to her teammates, helping him get the read. No, playing off site. Gets pick onto breach. Big pick, can't push anywhere. And just really well played from AE.
There.
Sovidar gonna land by market, not gonna get anything. EQ fully grouped towards this B, except for KB. He's gonna be watching for this mid play. Drones coming through, Noctify, playing close, has nade out. Reshot comes out. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they weren't aware of that Rolling Thunder potential to come through. And usually teams, you see, they opted to play off that site so that they can retake after it, but Clean coming right on through, getting the first bloods off the back of the Rolling Thunder, overdrive in hand. Gonna grab that rifle, but Spade getting taken down ahead of the retake, and that is a huge integral part as well. That breach is so good coming into these, but they do not have it anymore, Alter Ego. And once again, finding themselves on that back foot. Smoke comes through. Towards default is Crypto, looking for a fight towards Market, does take it down right ahead of the Paranoia. Once again, miscommunication there with the utility. Legacy 2K able to take one down for his troubles. There's two. Looking to find three, but only 30 HP left. Crod playing around this very well, no over peaks.
Cover going out.
Spike continuing to tap here, but he's gonna have to get out of this one. And that's it.
Yeah, and Robbie, now is the time to revisit what we were saying pre-game. Both duelists were struggling in their last series. You know, we were hoping that they'd be able to find their footing here, and it just doesn't seem like they've been able to.
Yeah, and I'm not quite seeing that change too from EQUINOX. I was anticipating playing around that Neon a bit more. I mean, this round is pretty good from them, but I don't know. It's not convincing yet.
There.
Yeah, I think both duelists are taking very undisciplined peaks at times and then not having enough confidence in themselves during others. Now, Crod walking into Noctify and Coopster. Gonna find one. Can't quite find the other. Noctify. She's fully stunned. And Crod's gonna try and push her. Big pick from Noctify onto Crod. That smokes down. And she's gonna fall.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't mind that from the Clove there. Crod, I don't mind him going for that pick. You know she's stunned. Nade comes through. He's still able to actually put down smoke, so presumably maybe going for this A hit. You've got a smoke for CT, and you've got a smoke over there towards the main position as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how EQ wants to play this now. No, he's set up on B, and then Spade and Legacy, they're so ready on this A site. EQ are opting to go towards B. They're not going to have any smokes except for maybe one market to try and help them. Two pushing to the Cypher setup. And KB, he's all the way up mid, about to cross paths with Spade. And Clove Smoke going to block off Spade's sights. They're ready for this mid push. Sovidar coming through. The hit's happening. And no. He's all isolated. Able to find one. This Cypher setup. Brutal. Able to find two. Huge picks. And KB knocks him down. 2v1 now. No time though. And AE, they secure the round. No. Great picks on that entry. I'm surprised though. We did not see any Sofa Shocks come through to try and break some trips.
Last round before the switch.
Those are the small micro pieces that you start to see missing from the puzzle there. Made it very awkward to push out of that space as they had that Cypher up so late in the round too. You go up against a comp like this, you really want to exhaust that utility early round. They got themselves a little bit caught out there.
Yeah, and AE. No, Legacy is going to try and go for a bit of aggression. Maybe just trying to break the cam. Clean, pushing up. Dark comes through. Legacy, he's spotted out. He has to find a way off the site. But no, he's going to play for it. Spade able to find one. Legacy swings with her back's turned. And now, all of a sudden, AE, they're up numbers. Hunter's Fury coming through from Coopster. Not able to find anything.
Yeah, and I mean, I love that crossfire early round from Alter Ego there. Really well done. Waiting for the contact onto one of them for the next one to peek. Worked well on that backstab, and so now they find themselves on their back foot. Rolling Thunder committed here. Not sure if it was needed, but there's your flawless from Alter Ego in the last round of the half.
Yeah,
Switching
and
sides.
I was wondering, what the use of that Hunter's Fury was, but then I realized, yeah, it's the last round of the half, and so they're just trying to overwhelm their opponents, maybe get some mental, like, maybe trying to hurt their mental a little bit. Now, on this attack, we saw what their defense looked like, and it focused heavy on setting up Noctify and inserting Noctify. Maybe they're going to try and do similar things here on attack.
There.
Scan's going to come through onto Clean. Clean's going to have to back up. Playing alone here, though. And he realizes he doesn't have any help. He's going to give himself an isolated one against Noctify. Paranoia not quite going to come through. Fault line, though, going to catch him. And he's going to fall to Noctify. Noctify gets refragged. Prod gets one, then dies as well. 4v3 here. EQ, they have 3 for this retake.
Yeah, and Crypto, he wants to get ahead of it too. He's got 2 shocks, so presumably gonna look to get things out from that safe position, but the triple peak comes right on through. And there's that good micro. Need that coordination in the late rounds, and that's exactly what they've got. Alter Ego looking a bit better on this attack right now, just based off the pistol, but still a chance in here. Bit of a gap there from the dark cover. The shock dart takes him down. Raid does get a trade here, but 1v3. Very tall task here. Stun comes through, 61 HP. Looking for the gap there on the clove smoke. And now, gonna have to get a tap one of the spike, force out the 1v1 here. He's going for half, but Spade able to hit the headshot before it, and Alter Ego take the pistol.
Yeah, at that point, I don't think you have time to defuse bomb and take a fight after half. I think he has to tap and then just go for orbs there.
Yep.
Good round from AE. Looked very, very convincing there. Played very well together. Maybe this is what they were missing on that defense, Robbie. We saw them, they had to play very spread, obviously, because your defense, you have 2 sites to defend. But on attack, now that they can play more grouped, it looks a lot better. Looking for this B split here. Legacy is playing a bit of a floater position. He can go help either, but he's gonna opt to go towards B main. Now Coopster and Noctify knocking on market door. Roomba gonna come through, clears out market, but they're gonna be caught off from top mid, so they're gonna have to back up and regroup with the team. Aftershock gonna come through, clearing that close left corner. The site's open. Except for Nono's setup. But AE, they're ready for this fast retake. Maybe shown a little bit too much EQ.
But look at all the counter utility. They're getting this retake started really early. They want to take the fight to them. And so far, worked out in their favor. But as I say, that 3 completely dropped. Looking for the fight still, but Crod left alone, and Alter Ego have handled that so well, because, I mean, EQUINOX were in their faces.
I think the EQUINOX, they should have had that round win, in my opinion. If they had just let AE push onto that site, tap bomb, maybe even get the plant, then they do that flood retake, I think it goes much differently.
This goes here.
They just went a little bit prematurely, and AE were able to catch them off guard.
Yeah.
Yes, this should do.
Now, another A play coming through. Noctify gonna look towards main here. Gonna get stunned by Spade. Fast elbow control here. Noctify. This is what I said. They're working up B for AE, but they're trying to get one insert deep A. I really like this play. Now, we see pings coming through from EQUINOX. They're aware that there could be somebody in this elbow position. But AE, they're going to opt to regroup towards B and mid, maybe looking for a split, and then they're going to leave Nono to try and get a very late lurk here.
Yeah, and I mean,
coming out
just off
top
that early round pressure alone, they've gotten 4 rotations towards A. On the side of EQUINOX too. Only the Cypher here for B, but look at the rotations. Very reactive right now.
And no, maybe about to get contact. But as I say that, A, they're on the site.
30 seconds left.
And they have the full site. KB, he's playing in the smoke, ready to pop out. Can he take his timing? Just...
Last player
And fight's going down all over site.
Spike down,
Crod
B.
finds
10
3 on the
seconds
round.
left.
Gonna rejoin his teammates. Hold the spike. No. It's all up to him. No time though. Able to find one. On the clean now. Can't find the second. And that's the round. Robbie, we've seen a lot of very, very fast rotates from EQ. Do you think that, you know, AE are going to be able to pick up on that? Because once they do, if they just fake a sight, EQ will just have their ankles broken.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on the pacing of the lurk that Nono is taking right now. I noticed he played it very passive towards elbow, and he was there for like most of the round too. I know he cammed out, but if you don't get that information towards the other extremity, I mean, you'll never pick up on it. So definitely an adaptation that's possible here. Clean. He's playing such a dangerous position here. But so many of them are already here, ready to handle it. And Raid is going to be the one to help him out. Does get the first and the second. Almost made that 3. Legacy 2K trading him off, and Clean
1 enemy remaining.
was just fighting World War III there, but the complete cleanup comes out from EQUINOX. And that's it.
Wow. And we talk about out micro, Robbie. That's exactly what EQ is doing to AE right now. You know, just feeling all their shots are landing and AE not quite hitting theirs. Also, the way they're peeking, the angle clearing, EQ are just doing a much better job of it. Second timeout now used from AE. I think that one used on round 4, beginning of round 5, is really hurting them right now. If you're AE, what do you think you can do here to try and bring it back for a win?
I mean, the biggest thing for me here is, and I know we have a different perspective than they do, but presumably the coach may be catching on to this, but I mean, the rotations are so reactive from EQUINOX right now. I mean, if you're hitting the site, all 5 of them are there. So I think they need to go for more of those early round aggressions towards the extremities, get somebody inserted off of that, even get the orb in the process. Go, regroup elsewhere, look for reactions from EQUINOX, and then regroup towards another site. I think they just have to push and pull the rotations even better. And that's going to take really strong mid-rounding and maybe pulling out, you know, some deeper strats from the IGL, but that's the biggest thing I'm looking for here. They have to play towards that reactive style that EQ are doing right now.
Goes here.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason it was, you know, a close first half
Now,
is because Clean, the IGL for EQ, you know, he has to focus on his own gameplay, whereas here on defense, EQ, they've looked so much better. I know it's been 2-2, but I have to think Clean, he's just able to spend more time on his reads rather than pushing. Now AE, they're all the way up mid. Noctify's Coffin. Trying to catch out Crypto. Crypto's ready for it though. And they're so ready for this mid pressure. AE have to pick up on this and try and get into B.
And that stun comes through as well. Breaking the tripwires this time, but the counter stun coming through. So far, once again, the whole team, we talked about this, everyone rotating into this now. And so they're going to have to take control of the site pretty quickly, get this spike down fast before that breach gets here, and there it is. No aftershock in store to take them down, but already using the recon coming into this. It's one piece of util they won't have afterwards, but KB with that pick and Clean, following things up over towards Market makes it so difficult. They want to fight into backside here, but will they be able to do it? No. Legacy 2K have to go for the reload.
Wow.
KB, 4 on the round, takes him down, and EQ get the defuse.
Yeah, and it's just looking so good for EQ right now. KB, you know, he's aware that there could be somebody playing in this sort of dugout position with the new railing, and he just spams it, able to find Noctify there.
That goes there. This goes here.
AE, they seem a little bit desperate for a round right now. You know, I feel like they're just taking it too fast. They're not trying to, like, think, put themselves in their opponent's shoes. They're really just trying to push.
This is a nice one.
Revealing area.
Now, a similar setup here, but clean,
Go, go, go.
able to catch out Noctify. That's a big pick, that's their entry. And now EQ already have a major upper hand. That's two. Raid finds another pick. And all of a sudden, AE's by. It's looking like it's in shambles.
Yeah. I mean, EQUINOX are so good at playing around that A choke. Just having the neon backstab off of a timing. I mean, the breach coming in to follow it up is huge, but looks like the play is coming over towards B as the From the Shadows is going to be invested to grab that spike here. He is able to recover it, but Crod, the only one here able to get any spams down. Spike plant comes through. There it is, Neural Theft. Confirming where the position comes from, but Koopster moves really quickly towards his Boba position. And that's exactly what you have to do in these scenarios. Go for that pick when you're down. And the man disadvantage, and no to even follow it up. And Hunter's Fury, very unconventional positioning there, but putting a spanner in the works. Crod have to come through this dark cover now. This retake is starting to come out, and we're seeing this new B site at play, Storch. Look at these entrenched positions that they're in right now. So much to clear, so much to handle. That's one towards main. Speaking of a lot to handle, overheal comes through from Crod, but not enough time. He's played the timing so perfectly, no. And that's it.
Yeah, and Crod is going to get the pick. That's going to be a really big hit to this AE economy. But EQ, they should have had that round there, I think, Robbie.
Yep.
Koopster, you know, able to find a pick onto Crypto. Crypto has to recognize his team has major numbers. They have the From the Shadows and bombs down. He has to recognize that they're going to rotate. He has to get off of that site. And no, he just gives one of the numbers right back. And now, Rolling Thunders from both sides. We might see both of them used here, but a bit of a switch up in positioning from EQ. They're opting to put Breach on B and Sova on A. Fast ult in from Noctify. Gonna try and find Clean or Crypto. Crypto gets shot at, doesn't hit. Clean able to find a big pick onto Noctify. Gets refragged by Koopster. And now, 4v4. But look at this mid, Robbie. And they're aware of it.
Ooh, but no, still wins out that duel. And all he's got to do is run away. He's done his job on that lurk. Spike plant does come through, Rolling Thunder in hand, so able to retreat off of the site here and play to that advantage. But it looks like two of them still want to stay into this one. Looking for the positioning over towards CT, the not dead yet invested. Not ready for the backstab from KB towards CT, but no, coming through the smoke is able to take down Crod. And the Rolling Thunder no longer needed to be vested into this one unless KB can really pull something out here. Aware of the positioning, goes into the smoke, able to take the first one down, and this would be a hell of a clutch if it happened. And he thinks he's towards main. The bullets. Warning shots confirm where he's at. Gonna have to tap it again, force out the fight, but no need. I think he may have it. No, he doesn't.
God.
That's it.
What a confirm.
Man.
And EQ, they're not going to be feeling great about that one. Still, yet another round where everybody on the field has died. And AE, their eco, it's still hurting more than ever. EQ, not going to pick up on this and going to opt for the save. I think this could have been a prime opportunity to reforce. I think they actually had a better buy than AE here. Maybe a bit of pressing tab would help them out with the ults and with the eco. No. another A look for AE. It looks like they've really been favoring this A side. Maybe it's just because it's been the one that they found the most action at. That's what they want. But this Cypher setup's here, and the Noctify, she's gonna pick up on it and ping the trip.
They found my wire. Cage
Going
Preparing for this hit
KB.
here.
Dangerous dance there. And yes, the execute coming right on through. Go ahead and get that spike plant. We have a rolling thunder on both sides now, so very
Spike planted.
big space that can be contested here, but Crod is actually that one on the lurk this time. Looking to go for that flank, but looks like the awareness comes through. Just off the shooting of the tripwire there. Crod looking for it. Shot's gonna be a bit labored, but takes him down. Is no. Noctify following right on up into the retake here. And clean. Left isolated onto the site. Wall bang from Noctify comes right on through. And Crypto stuck by his lonesome. And that's it. A flawless from Alter Ego. What a response.
Noctify and Clean slowly but surely starting to wedge themselves into this game here. Been great, and then EQ now, with this timeout, they don't have that coach, but maybe just some time to regroup their thoughts.
Yeah, and this is the first one from them too. First one probably needed as well. And this is where you got to stop the bleeding. I mean, we've got that 10-10 scored line tied up at double digits, and this is where Storch, we've seen teams run away with it. We've seen a couple overtimes now, some really good ones, and I think that Alter Ego are showing resilience right now in this matchup, and EQUINOX are going to have to shut that down if they want to maintain that lead.
Yeah, it really does feel like we have had a lot of series that have gone to that OT. You know, still only done in two games, though. Could this game be an ever-elusive 3-map series? So far, I think, you know, might be in contention for that. I think EQ, they've been doing really good. They just need to realize when they're up numbers, and they need to play for that. And then AE, they just need to find some way to draw out these rotates. They need to know what the defender setup is and play off of that. And more of a default approach. I think, Robbie, AE are starting to do what I was talking about. Trying to show some presence. Maybe draw some rotates. But Coopster is going to fast rotate through spawn to be looking for this split hit. Only the trip main to prevent this. Crod and No, all up to them here.
Drop it.
Crod looking to fend things off on the site here. And the numbers continue to grow for how many EQUINOX are here. And I mean, that spam right through the cyber cage to start things off. Not what you want to see if you're Alter Ego. They've worked really hard to get in this position right now. And continuing to come into this one, man, right before the cyber cage comes through. Rolling Thunder out from both sides so far. Crod still able to get that third pick. And they have done the damage and then some this round. Legacy 2K with the paranoia. Trying to look for some picks here, but the fuse gonna start coming through soon. Flick right with the Guardian. Spade left down pretty low here. And with this smoke dissipating, he's gonna have to look for it soon. They're gonna have to tap onto it, and that's it. EQUINOX taking away that 11th round.
EQUINOX, I think they did a really good job with that retake there. It seems like they did note that they had that Rolling Thunder. Both teams had it, and that they were going to meet a responding Rolling Thunder. Big round there from Crod. Crod able to find 3 there. Absolutely huge from him. But I just think that EQ need to prioritize getting some more taps onto bomb early in the retake. They need to draw out these shots so that they can actually, you know, stick with time. Past few rounds that bomb has been down. EQ, so far this half, there's been 4 rounds where they've had the opportunity to defuse. 2 of them, they've ended with, you know, bomb exploding. Sovdrone gonna come out towards A. Noctify, ready to take this space. Sight's free. But Raid taking a crazy peek through the smoke, able to find one, and Noctify falls.
Oh, an overdrive
Retake.
coming out from clean. Oh, what in the world was that? He got momentum off the back of something.
It was
Crypto.
the Cypher trip.
Yeah. Spade doing a lot of damage here on the site here. KB, lot to deal with. Flash comes through. Ooh, almost got the lineup there, but that's an 11th win for Alter Ego.
Yeah, and Clean, I feel like his ult would have done a lot, except he gets caught out by the Cypher trip and just launched in. He gets deployed like a Pokemon right into the hands of AE. And it feels like, you know, the numbers came with a little bit of luck, but AE able to maintain them and take that round. Really nice from them. Maybe we can see, you know, a bit of overtime here. I think it's definitely going that way. Sovadrone coming out towards B. Maybe trying to fake some presence. Then we see it tag. And instantly, we see the response from EQ sending Crypto towards B. Having that rotate. And AE, they have to pick up on this timing. They have to find their way up mid or through A. But no, they're gonna fall back to B. Noctify going through spawn. And seem unsure of what to do here. No, he's very far up mid. Might be able to catch Clean after the smoke falls.
There's those reactionary lurks too. We talked about it at some point. Use that to your advantage, and they are. Look at this creep up over towards A the entire time that those engagements were happening at B. This is a full free site for Alter Ego here.
Yeah, and it took them a while to pick up on the fact that the A site would be open, but they did it eventually and got that bomb down. And this retake, it's coming down with like 25 seconds left on bomb. That leaves 18 seconds to tap, and then, you know, that's just not much time. EQ really struggling with their time management skills.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, and with that spike counting down, speaking of time management, they're going to have to come into this one a little bit quicker. Side control taken.
No problem.
Breach stun coming right on through, and that's the Hunter's Fury. Completely putting this retake at a halt, and they can't get it anymore. Defuse cannot come through, and that is it. Alter Ego gain the lead. Wow, Storch.
Yeah, and now that's map point for AE. They're from the shadows. They're one off of Showstopper, one off of Rolling Thunder. You have to think that they're going to play for these orbs here. These are two huge ults, along with legacies. You know, if you ever lose the bomb, you can always try and re-grab it. I think AE, for me, they have a clear advantage in this round. Regardless of the not dead yet, or the Hunter's Fury, I just think Rolling Thunder and Showstopper are so strong on this map specifically.
Revealing area.
They play for orbs, they will. Noctify, getting hers onto A, and Spade, ready to get his onto B. You have to think, gonna go for this B hit here. It feels like B is just such an easy to hit site with Rolling Thunder. Coopster, ready to drone out A. Maybe trying to just fake some presence again so that they can go towards B. That's exactly what he's gonna do. And Raid, he's gonna catch out the noise. Immediately again, we see Crypto responding. We see Crod responding. Crod falling back, maybe trying to regroup mid. Crypto all the way towards A. And AE, they have this B site. All they have to do is beat out KB. Coopster, now he's lurked up. They have to take this timing. Showstopper coming out. They're gonna opt to save this Rolling Thunder for the retake. And Coop able to find a lurk pick. Not dead yet, gonna come through.
Spike
And
planted.
AE just run away. There's not dead yet. It's going to make Clove fall again. Ult's coming through.
There.
Hunter's Fury finding nothing.
There.
Now, EQ, severely down numbers, no more smokes. For this retake, what can they do?
What can they do indeed? Crossfire here, backside. Aldrone comes through. Presence already made, and it's the crossfire. It's really good for it. No, yes. Helping out in the space, KB and Raid. The only two to left makes something happen for EQUINOX Esports coming into this alter ego. Staring down the barrel of success. There it is. Picks come through, but the Rolling Thunder is in. And there's no more time. What a way to win the map. Alter ego takes Sunset 13-11.
Yeah, and what a match. Beginning, Robbie, we saw a whole series from both teams. And slowly but surely as the map went on, the teams were correcting their mistakes. Getting some better gameplay, some more disciplined peaks. It looked much better, and I'm excited to see how this goes going into map 2.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a really interesting game there. It was so close too. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Alter Ego here, or EQUINOX rather. So, I know we talked about Clean coming into this series and looking for him to be a difference maker in that duelist role. 6-20, still not quite the performance that I'm expecting out of that duelist spot. But then even on the other side, Noctify having a hard time getting the frags in the server. Now, because both teams are kind of lacking in that space, I mean, they're both at the same disadvantage. But it's really KB for EQUINOX that I'm realizing is that star player on that Sentinel role, and even Crod, you know, on this controller, especially playing Clove on that map. A lot of times you won't put somebody on Clove unless they're taking a lot of duels, right? And Crod did exactly that. So going into our next map here, I'm expecting for these two to be difference makers for EQUINOX.
Yeah, I think definitely KB going into Lotus. You know, similar to Haven, is a bit of a lurker's haven, if you will. And works out really, really well for Senti players usually. You know, maybe we're gonna see the chamber gameplay. Maybe that's something that AB could really get active on. We've seen EQ, they're not afraid to play these more aggressive style agents in certain roles, and maybe they're gonna pull out this Senti.
I would love that. If we get the chamber out from KB, that would be so much fun. We could even get Crod on that Clove again. I mean, we've seen it before, and we can see it again. I think Crod maybe on that Clove on Lotus, looking to just get aggressive. You know, they're feeling good with this comp here now. Although they went down here on Sunset, we are moving things to Lotus, just like you said. And I think EQUINOX need to play to that style a bit more. Set up KB for some more impactful lurks, because he's damn good at it, right? And then we have Crod, you know, on the other end in that controller role. Get him in for those duels. Maybe Crod might even be better on Omen in this Lotus. You know, get those paranoias out towards sight, get those shrouded steps, and get those fights going. Because it really seems like they're utilizing their duelist to actually set up the other players on this team. Clean, just going into the sites, just sliding right on in, and the rest of the team doing the work. So if they play to this style, but to a more convincing way on Lotus, I could see them taking that map away.
Yeah, and I think Clean, he's really struggling because he has to be IGLing as well as focusing on his entry. I think what could maybe help a team like EQ on a map like Lotus might be that Clove Omen comp. You put you put Clean onto that Clove, Clean onto Omen, Crod onto Clove. You could still run the Raid Breach. I think, you know, solo Breach is not amazing, but on a map like Lotus, I think it's not horrible. You could run a Sky as well. And I actually like the way that Crypto's playing. Crypto plays really, really aggressive, really high up. I think it might actually suit the duelist role pretty well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And on the flip side, Alter Ego really well done job on their end in this game. 13-11, very close. And No, once again, we said his name so many times in that map, Storch, an incredible performer on that Sentinel role, and so I'm looking for him to be a difference maker as well going into Lotus, whether he's on that Killjoy, whether he's on that Viper, or on that Chamber maybe, I don't know. But really good stuff from them, and I want to see a little bit more out of Spade and Noctify going into this map as well, because one thing we know about Lotus is, I mean, this is all about that breach neon or that breach raise. Or if you just have that fade and you're playing that meta comp, it's all about that and the duelist. You know, Lotus is not very forgiving to the style that we saw from both of these teams, particularly in that duelist initiator, you know, synergy. So I want to see that change for this map for both of these teams, and I think we may.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes in the next map. And, you know, I honestly think this could go to a map 3.
Yeah. Based off how close that one was, and that would be Abyss as well. A complete different map that I would expect out of a series from these two teams. I mean, we saw a clean on it before on the Neon, so definitely not something rare that we've seen out of EQUINOX, but from Alter Ego would definitely be our first look at it. But speaking of, folks, we want to throw it to a short intermission here. We'll see you back on Lotus. right, folks, welcome back to Equinox versus Alter Ego. Sunset in favor of Alter Ego, 13-11. A map well done by them and really good resilience. Now, we're moving things over to Lotus, and this is the map pick of Equinox. So, looking to make things happen into this series with a bit of a reverse comeback is Equinox. And so, comp-wise, we talked about this, Storch. I don't know what to expect. We did ask for Chamber. They said no. So, already the expectation is taken down. But no, in all seriousness, I do expect to see the Killjoy coming out here. But one of the things we talked about is, do we opt in for that double controller or do we opt in for the double initiator? Those are two different styles on Lotus that we see teams play, and usually those two alone. Now, just judging off of how Equinox played that game and how aggressive their comp was, I expect to see the double initiator, but do you think we could be getting that double controller comp out of Alter Ego?
I think we could, and in a low elo space, I think I actually favor the Omen and Clove comp. I feel like micro is so important here, and I don't know about the capabilities of these teams understanding how to lurk properly on Viper if they were to play the Viper comp.
Yeah.
But such a challenging thing because players can play it very well. We see this in low elo where players will have, one agent that they just know everything on, and that could be Viper for one of these players.
Yeah. So I think the one team that we saw play it was Celestial Titan, right? Celestial Titan was the one team that played that meta comp.
I believe so, yes. But Celestial, even in their games going forward, we might not see the same comp with the recent pickup of Shizu over Parks.
Yeah. Which will be very interesting to see. And as we hop into Agent Select here, I want to highlight Koopster from the side of Equinox, or Alter Ego rather. I'm really looking for him to be a big difference maker coming out of that first map, as I expect him to stay on that scan initiator and show us what he gave us on that first map here, and we actually do get it. Fade comes out immediately. He's locked in.
And no, he is hovering the Cypher, which, he might favor. I think ultimately on Lotus, KJ is better. And also from his Ascent game that we've seen, I really like the way that Nono played KJ. I kind of want to see some more of it.
All right, so Alter Ego giving us that Breach Fade. We do have that Raze in there, Omen Cypher, comp that we've seen before. Now, Equinox. Quite the interesting hovers here, but I suppose this is not the comp they'll be playing. I would assume the only thing that's correct here is Crod on that Clove, but we'll see what the rest lock in.
Yeah, and here we go. We're looking at the Omen, actually. Mirror comps. Except for Neon instead of Raze.
Yeah.
Personally, I heavily prefer the Raze on this map. I just like the way that she holds Rebel better with the nade. The nade's so good at re-clearing angles, just playing aggressive. I think it's just so good on this map, and I have to go with the Raze if I were to pick based off of comp.
I think the Raze works well with the Fade as well, just in terms of how you take that space, even the Breach too. There's just so much damage in that comp and so much post-plant that can be said for it. I think the Neon's good too for taking space, taking those really good gunfights. I personally think they're interchangeable, so I'm excited to see how they actually play against each other in this matchup here.
Yeah, and coming to this one, EQ, they're starting on this defense. Will they prioritize this Rebel control? And by the looks of it, they will. Seeing heavy prioritization on this A side here.
Yeah, which is usual here for Lotus as well. One of the things we talked about on Sunset was how important that mid control is, but I mean on Lotus you really never go for that B mid space. I mean you're basically fighting into their spawn at that point. You really see Mound and Rubble, two very key spots on this map taking control of, and so looking at both of these comps and just the fact that we've got that Fade, Breach, and Duelist combo on either side, plus that Omen. I expect a lot of Rebel and Mound control to be taken early these games. I don't think we're going to see some crazy lurk stuff here.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be, for the Sentis at least, instead of lurking, playing back in the main on attack. You know, trying to catch off late rotates from breakable or from stairs. Or, you know, you can always go for the B space and try to hit through breakable. And 35 seconds, we're live. We see 4 players on EQ towards A. And Robbie, you said it. This is very common to have heavy prioritization towards A. But 4 players? I don't think I've seen that played that many times before.
Yeah.
I think
definitely.
Typically the fade will go towards the C, try to go for I. The Neon just plays off of Breach. But this many here, and with them running into AE as they're going towards A, see how it goes.
Yeah. And there it is already. A big Rebel fight taken early on. They're going to regroup over towards the C space, and it's clean. Going to be that point of contact here. It looks like he's got a plan for this one, too. Tripwire set up on this site. Looks like he wants to go for a one-way cage, but he's not going to peek off of it, just waiting for the rest of the team to rotate. And already in this pistol round, we're getting a 5v5 retake. Spike going to go down, but look at this. Taking control of CT space, jumping right through the smoke there, and they win that fight out.
Wow.
Boom. They get those picks. All they got to do is back up. Clean. Left by his lonesome on 7 HP, but he's got 2 to back him up. Gets taken down, and what a flawless pistol so far from Alter Ego. Down to low HP, does get 1 pick. Gets 2. Looking for another, but the knife actually comes through from No. And there's the pistol for Alter Ego.
And well, the game might not have said flawless. You definitely got it right. I definitely think that that was a flawlessly played round from AE. Throughout that A presence, showed a bit of their presence there, and then immediately running as fast as they can towards C, hitting it. And especially on a pistol round where you don't have great weaponry, you don't have full util, you know, clean, just not able to get it out. And actually, Robbie, I just flagged this. KB is on the Neon and Clean is on the Cypher.
Oh my. How do we not... Wait, that is wild. I saw the comp and I just expected their roles, but yeah, you're right. KB is the one on the Neon here. The fight's actually coming to him. Speaking of, he's only got the classic in hand. Gonna have to back up there. But I love this role switch, though, now that you mention it, because, I mean, KB is a big difference maker for the squad mechanically, so here we are going into the fight there. Raid following up.
Spike down A.
Really nice damage so far in this eco.
Yeah, these are some great picks. Crod, he's gotten himself in this close corner, has a smoke to play in. He caught out the shadow step, not gonna look for more. And AE, they have the B bomb site. Now, take a look at No. He's deep in spawn. No way anybody's expecting him there, and he's gonna be able to find these picks, I think.
Foolish.
There's one. Other 2 going for breakable. And they do have decent weaponry, EQ does. Clean and Crod, what can they get here? They can get mowed down, is what they can get. And that's the round for AE. Another great round from them. They do lose 2, though. That is going to hurt a bit. But they're able to recover the weapons that are important in the Guardian, the Vandal, and the Bulldog.
There. There.
And
There.
we mentioned that we might not be seeing as much lurk gameplay, but I think they've picked up from the last game that EQ love to heavy rotate. And this Cypher setup on C just isn't set up so that they can't get past at all. And No, he's been able to find his way into their spawn. Should this continue to be a problem for EQ, they need to change things up.
Yeah.
Coming towards C though, for AE, looking for the hit.
It's actually a regroup over here towards A as well. Leaving the Rays towards that C mount. And you see No already activating into his lurk towards B. No information gathered thus far, but the rotations going towards C means that they've done the job correctly this round. Alter Ego playing with the rotations, but they completely come back off the sound of the door. KB on the site here. Stun comes through after shock, forcing him out of the peak. And KB looking for that main space, does get it. What an opening pick right there.
And now, they've fallen back to spawn, giving up this A control. AE though, they're gonna rotate towards C, where Clean, he's still waiting with his setup.
30 seconds left.
KB gonna join him, looking towards B. Now AE, they don't really have a timing here on C. They took a long time to rotate, and they're just coming into sight now. Bombs through, but they're gonna hit door, trying to hit towards B. There is time, but just barely, and Crod's gonna find a pick. They need to get the bomb down, but it's not gonna happen. And No left all alone, 1v5, can he find any picks? This could be huge for his team, but he can't. And KB able to find the pick on 1 HP, and that's a great response from EQ.
Yeah, and they kept all 5 alive in the process as well, so Economy gonna feel really good into that one. But on the flip side, Alter Ego doing just fine here, gonna be able to grab all the rifles and the armor. And now we're moving into this first rifle round here. Now, what I expect to start seeing is maybe the game plan shifting some, maybe slowing it down here for Alter Ego. And this is where you start looking for those early round conditionings and how to respond to them.
Yeah, and I think they're just gonna go for the C, but now from EQ we're seeing a more standard setup with the fade towards C. They're ready for this, but you know, just not quite ready enough, it seems. Fade ult coming through. Clean. He's left alone on site. Can he play off of his setup? Can't find one off the first trip trigger. He's stuck on this back site though. Can't get out.
And as I expect them to slow things down, just the Nightfall coming onto C site, and they take very quick control of it. Roomba to come through and clear out the space. They want to play these close range angles, but it's a very dangerous game plan when you're going up against these guns here, but the space still being taken. And right now with the retake commenced, the bodies just drop left and right. Trades coming through. And Crypto, nowhere left to hide, nowhere left to run. Taken down there, and that's round number 3 for Alter Ego.
I think EQ, they just have to be able to get off that site clean. He's sort of in limbo there between getting off site, playing for retake, and then playing off of his setup. Too indecisive, I think. And he has to play more with more conviction. Has to know what he's doing. I think that EQ, they're just being a bit impatient, and they need to wait a bit more.
Yeah.
Now, push
Absolutely
towards A.
right.
4 on the push, on their eco though, and a very, very fast rotate here from KB, going all the way towards C. And no, he's hurt or clean. KB, can I get the stun out? It hit, but he's not going to be able to capitalize off of it. Just trying to deny that site. Plant gonna get tapped, not gonna go down though. AE, what can we do here in this site? Ruba coming through, Wraith gets a pick. KB, now 5v3. EQ has their numbers.
Pick comes through, but No is on the flank. It's a little bit loud from him though. And Crod is so prepared for it. Crypto coming onto the site, the spams come through, makes it so difficult. And both picks come through at the end there for KB as they line up. And there's round number 2 for EQUINOX.
Yeah, and in the most recent Neon changes, the full accuracy while sliding, Robbie. So tough to play against. You just get swung by, not a Ferrari, it's an F1 car. And there's nothing you could do. You just get one tapped, you can't really adjust for crosshair. It's in a crouched position, it's just so hard to play against. And KB able to find 2 off of it. Now, getting a more aggressive on A. KB staying. Maybe looking for a bit more, but no, he's just gonna opt for the rotate. And AE, I think they're gonna try and wait this out and then try and re-hit.
Crod. Listening for the noises, gonna go for the peaks here. There it is, 1, there's 2, looking for 3, but the Sheriff landing onto him. Ooh, and KB was really trying to support there, but goes down to the Sheriff of Spade. And that trade coming through, I mean, still the man advantage for EQUINOX, but nonetheless, re-clearing into this space. Going for the peak here. Bulldog can't find it. Crod with 3. And he has done an exceptional job so far playing around this Rebel space.
EP's towards C now, and No, looking for the setup. Clean, he's all alone. He's gonna try and take a timing. He finds it, but can't quite land the shots. Now, plant coming down. Crod. He's gonna try and go fast into sight. Counter paranoia. The 3v2 flood with 2 others on the way. And the round's gonna go in favor of EQ. What a round from Crod.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt, but definitely a good round from Crod there. I mean, Alter Ego, it looks like they could have come in with that one from the shadows, invested, try to go get that spike plan. I'm not sure if they wanted to do that to get the money, or if they wanted to actually win the round there, you know, just based off that. It's a 4v2, so it was unlikely anyway, but nonetheless, looking into the economy here, Alter Ego a bit on their back foot, going to have to utilize this round to think of a game plan for next round when they get that economy back.
Yeah, and EQ, they're just getting so much control on A, and every attempt at a fight has just been knocked away, like swatting a fly. And AE, they just need to find a way to capitalize off of missing spaces and re-clear what they need to. Smoke's about to go down on B. Really looking for this hit. How fast are they going to go before it's too late?
Raid, what a nice shot there. Taking down Noctify in the air as she tries to entry onto the B site, but the double peek comes through. KB forced off the angle here. C is to follow it up, but no nade. Spike plant is still going to come through from Spade here. No, yes, with the spam over towards Link. He's able to do so much damage. Crypto following up with 2 of his own. And they're making a go of this one. Spike down right now. Fade, such low HP, confirming where one of them is. Expending both here. They know that's exactly where they are. Clean doesn't have to go for that re-wrap. Haunt comes through from Coopster. Counter Haunt from Crypto. Getting shot out. They're aware of the positionings here. Swing comes through. But look at how disciplined they're playing right now. Making it so difficult to play around. But Legacy a little overcommitted there. And Coopster goes down to the rifle of Clean. And there's a defuse for EQUINOX.
And EQUINOX, they may have won that round, but again, coming onto that retake, they need to get those taps onto bomb. They could have baited out swings so much more easily than just dry swinging it themselves. They need to be aware of the sound cues that they're giving and how opponents are going to play off of that. I think that's the main thing for me for EQ. Even on previous rounds with No lurking up towards B and KB, you know, fast running all the way towards C. No, he's going to pick up on that intel, and KB maybe not realizing that he's giving up that intel. Now, a fast C look here coming out of AE. They're going to take this mount control and Clean, you know, maybe his setup is going to be able to get him some picks because he's fully set up for C, unlike usual.
Yeah, it's an aggressive setup too, but with the Rolling Thunder coming through, he's still able to land the headshot there. I mean, the stun might as well be a cosmetic ability. Taps onto the cam while the peak comes through, and he goes down. And 2 left standing, but Crod is on the case, looking for these lurks here. KB taking down Spade, and that is it. It was a move of desperation by Alter Ego at that point. The tempo was so fast, and they couldn't regain their footing. And EQUINOX come out with that team ace.
Yeah, and so this is the point, yeah, as Luna has caught up on, or picked up on, this is the point where you should use a timeout. You've won the first 2 rounds, but then you're 5-1 after that. need to try and stop the momentum from building for EQ.
Yeah.
And it really just feels like the IGLing for AE, just feels like they're getting a little annoyed, a little restless. They just want to bring the fight. They don't want to, spend the time in the round, drawing out rotates. There's nothing slow and methodical about how they're playing. It's all fast and scrappy. And that can be good on Lotus, but not like this. Now, coming out of this timeout, AE maybe gonna look a little bit more refreshed. And I think, Robbie, we're gonna see them try to re-clear out A here. I think that's gotta be what's going on here, because nothing else has been working.
Yeah.
I'll show them. Lintik kayo.
This is where you have to start playing with those rotations too. I mean, EQUINOX are so good at handling those post plants. Legacy 2K winning out that gunfight. Definitely a pleasant change from what we've had before in these engagements. KB getting out of dodge there.
Yeah, that's a big pick for AE. Crod, no longer there to give them smokes or the paranoia. It's a big hit to the retakes. Hero Theft coming down. Door going to be hit, but they're going to look towards Breakable. Just going through main now. They have the site.
Spike planted.
Face your fear.
Okay, KB. Gonna get a lot of presence over here. Noctify able to take him down in the time being. Crypto not able to hear much up here. And so far, Alter Ego have handled this very well coming out of the timeout. Even Crypto taking one of his own. 2v4 now. Fade on the opposing side from EQUINOX is a bit low. Neurotheft gonna get invested here. Down to 48 HP now. I mean, they're evening things out slowly, but it's still a very hard investment to go into as Koopster still plays around the site with the Stinger. Looking for peaks, but he does so much damage that it makes this so unlikely for them. And they can't even save the rifles either. They're stuck here on the site.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and really, EQ just need to pick up there that we don't have much time left on Spike. We should just save these two rifles. I think it's a fine round, but AE coming out ready to go out of this timeout. And the refight A, looks like we're going to see it again. This time, Crypto can have more of an active position in it maybe, but no, he's going towards C. Just KB and Crod, and then we're going to have raid towards Breakable. But it just doesn't feel like enough resources to put towards the safe fight.
Yeah. Yet they're so invested here. Gunfight still happening out from the main. And that's the second time he was able to get a peek off of that shrouded step towards Rubble. But look at the C presence that's being taken at the same time, forcing pressure on both sides of the map at the very same time. So it's an aggressive default we have here coming out from Alter Ego, but right now it's not really to their advantage.
Yeah, and Alter Ego, they really need to find a way to just maximize.
Wait a moment.
As I say that, sorry, Clean, he's able to find two on their entrance to C. And Spade gonna try and get the refrag. Clean backing off. They have this C site. See how it goes from here.
And Spade does get that spike plant down. Rolling Thunder to go up against, but presumably not needed to be invested into this as it is a 4v2. Numbers advantage, Noctified down to 1 HP.
Last player standing.
Goes through. Tries to get the shots over towards Waterfall. Takes one down back site. Looks for the other two, but Crod trading them out. And the spacing's really good from EQUINOX into that one. And there's their 6th round.
Yeah, and as I was saying before that site hit came out, AE, it just looks like they're trying to play a game that revolves around them instead of playing a game based off of what their opponents are doing. They just need to switch it up, I think. And the same setup. EQ, I do feel like, Robbie, they have to put more resources towards this, this root control. They've been struggling with it the past couple of rounds because so much has been thrown at them. Nobody's playing anti-flash. You only have 2 bodies there, and looks like we might have a DC, but I think we're all good.
Little game freeze there from KB. What is Valorant without your daily game freeze?
Yeah, that's so true. And EQ. Gonna go for this A fight again. I really just think this is really risky from them. They need to realize that so many resources are being expended towards the towards this A fight from AE that maybe they need to find a way to put, I don't know, maybe Crypto running up B or trying to fight through B. Because the exact same position in Crod, he's going to get top Rebel. But they've seen him play there before, and stuns coming through. They're just playing the exact same positions, and it's working. KB able to get one, gets traded. Legacy 2K, 1 HP, gets the refrag off the pick onto Noctify. Huge refrag from Legacy.
Yeah.
Now, 3v3.
And the fact that we're coming out of that Rebel fight, Storch, with even trades shows me that both of these teams are aware now how each other likes to play around that space. So I'm looking to see a bit of a switch up next time this space is approached by either team. Granted, Legacy able to recover the Phantom there. Take this space, but I mean, Raid is on the angle. Backs up off that. Dark cover comes through, denying him off of the angle temporarily. And there it is. Prowler to go through, confirm he's still there. And they can walk comfortably towards the safe space as it's free.
Yeah, and no, he's going to be late main. And he might try and catch out these Stair Floods, but there aren't any. Very, very early reach out there from Raid. Not going to be able to get any value as they're just starting to retake now. Huge damage from Koopster. Legacy able to find 3 clean. Gets the refrag. And now, Koopster trying to find more. But he gets picked off, and it's all up to Nono, who's playing in main.
Oh, the immediate realization off the neural theft there, looking for the peaks. Right now, he's played around it pretty well. He's only 1 HP behind that box there. Got to go for the first. Doesn't get it. Clean. Taking down Nono with the Phantom there, securing that 7th round for EQUINOX.
Yeah, and Robbie, we were talking about the role change here. Clean and KB switching roles. Clean now 10 and 5. This Sentinel ability set clearly aiding him a bit. He seems to be a lot more comfortable in this cipher. And KB, he might be negative right now, but I do like the way that his Neon has looked.
Yeah. And Clean actually looks a little bit more comfortable in the cipher.
Mm-hmm. Now, a more passive approach to this A, this is what I was talking about. EQ, they've seen that this fight's been going through every round for the past, 3 or 4 rounds. They're gonna wait, but KB feels like he's wasting the overdrive a bit. I know it's last round and he has to use the ult and he has a rifle, but I feel like they need to try and set him up more for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say exactly that. It looks like he just wasn't getting set up to take that fight at all. So he just had to dance around tree the entire time to look to force 1v1. So overdrive already taken out of the equation for EQUINOX, but he's got the Vandal in hand, but Storch, there's only 3 left standing. So a lot of that fight and time taken over towards tree room. Nonetheless, going to come into the retake here, and they are just grouped up in this space. Prowler going to confirm the presence, and Clean gets one of his own, but gets traded by Legacy 2K so fast. Crypto looking for the spams through the smoke. And this is the last round of the half, so going to have to make a go of this one regardless. Aftershock coming up to force him off momentarily, sees to come through. Trying to look for the pick, and there it is. Noctify coming right on through as the From the Shadows lands. And that's round number 5 for Alter Ego, and a response to end off the half.
Yeah, 7-5 half.
We doing this
But
or what?
Lotus, you know, I'd say it's a decently attack-sided map. I think that 7-5, EQ, I would heavily favor them to win this from this position. But you never know. Noctify and Legacy looking to try and take this space with the help of Spade. Spade playing for Breakable. I want to see, you know, a little bit more note of how the enemies are playing from both sides, but especially from AE. I feel like they've been really poor so far this series and noticing that. And A-Space going to come through. EQ, they're going to heavy respect it and just back off. And they've already lost 10 seconds in the round to an Omen Smoke and a grenade.
Where are you?
They have to be more aware of what their opponents are trying to do. And KB going to re-clear the C position.
And no. Gonna be the one playing towards his choke. Love that we get the Sentinels Classic as well at the same time. Spy cam gonna be shot out. Clean, no longer having that into this space, but I love this, the way that they're prioritizing moving around this rotating door. And the hit comes over here towards B. Relay Bolt catching out Koopster in the open, but the shots are so labored. How is he still alive? Moving right here into the pistol. Haunt comes through, does tag onto all the attackers, but doesn't matter because the guns and the shots are landing. Legacy
Last player standing.
trying to do the damage, but not able to get it done. No. Left on 40 HP coming into this one. Gonna gather the ghost, but I mean, Crypto, he's on the case, and that's it. 4 left standing, and a really nice pistol there from EQUINOX.
They can run or get run over.
Yeah, and I just feel like, based off of that round alone, EQ, they have a better idea of how this map is played. Really drawing rotates, using the doors, using, you know, every part of the environment to their advantage. And now, I just have to see, you know, this refight on A, see how it looks. But I think that EQ has a good read on what to do.
Bring them down.
Looking towards A here, the one way's gonna go down. They're staying A main though, they're gonna try and re-clear this. Noctify. Gonna leave. And now, Legacy, he's all alone on A. But, EQ, they're all rotating towards C.
Once again, no playing towards the space as well. This time running into the trap wire. Haunt comes through, is going to be able to shoot it out. It looks like they might want to go for a fast retake here. They do have 3 here, can make it possible, take the gunfights to them while the plan happens, but it's only the spams that are going to be coming through for now. And Crod getting himself into position, shrouded step to shoot the back of Spade there, but gets forced out in that 90-degree angle, or 45 rather. And right now, Queen staying onto the site here. It's a full bloodbath. Noctify, the only one left to do any job here. Takes down KB, a lot of HP here, but I mean, the team playing together. And EQUINOX keep 3 left standing into that round there.
Yeah, and
Time to take his arms
off
for a spin.
at first glance, you might think that, you know, AE, they've done their job. They've gotten 2 guns down on that force. But actually, EQ, they opted for like a double Fnatic play. They played with 2 ghosts that round. And now they have this rifle onto Clean. And Crod, maybe he's going to get a rifle too. No, he's going to opt for the shorty, but really strong buy here from EQ going into AE. Who have a bunch of lights, some guardians, stuff like that. Crod was really banking on that TP for the shorty. But he's about to get contact with the Legacy.
Oh! The timing. That was wild.
And Robbie, Valorant, a game of timing, and you know, that time it just did not favor Crod. I don't even think you can really blame him.
One enemy remaining.
Crypto, last one alive, stuck in a 1v4. No, gonna shut out the round. And AE looking very convincing there. EQ, I mean, Crod died with some unfortunate timing, but I think they just took too long. They need to be more active on this attack. It's sort of the opposite of what we saw last time. Last time we saw them playing really aggressive into mid and just sitting there on Sunset. But this time they're just, you know, playing back in spawn, and I think they need to capitalize off of more space.
Yeah. As we move forward into this round here, trying to get a look towards this B site a bit early. Slightly different look from EQUINOX here. An overdrive comes right on through for KB, hitting into the tripwire, but luckily there's no one there to spam him. But the door fight comes through, and Crypto actually the one able to take the shots. And as that spike plant comes right on through, they're looking to get aggressive here too. Aftershock actually takes down Crypto on the plant, and the numbers have completely shifted in favor of Alter Ego. Although the HP looking very low. KB looking for a fight. He keeps going for the taps here. Raid as well. He's gonna have to watch his back, and he can't. Handled so well from Alter Ego, the pinch towards B site, and there's their round.
Yeah, and here, if I'm EQ, I'm starting to think, you know, what's going wrong? What are we doing wrong? And the answer, it's gotta be the amount of map control that they're giving up. They're not refighting this A, they're not putting anybody towards C, they're just stacked towards B, and the whole rest of the map, they leave REBL open for them, for AE to take. They leave Mound for AE to take. They just need to be aware that they need more map control.
There.
And look how passive it is this time too. Playing all the way back in A lobby, trying to look for those reactions. And they're not giving anything up. But additionally, this space taken all the way deep C by Alter Ego tells the story of how confident they are of taking control of this map as well when they see presence elsewhere. As they start to back up though, EQUINOX looking to come over here towards Mount and re-clear the space.
Yeah, and again, it just sort of feels like they're taking too long. They need to get a tap on door at least to fake some sort of presence. And that's exactly what they do. KB taps door, ready to get into sight. The Cypher Trip's waiting for him though. He's gonna get seized, he's stuck. And, you know, Coopster and No, they've done a really good job of saving this site. Takes one down, No and Clean. Nightmare coming out, and Raid try to enter site, catching off Cooper. And Spade. What a great double kill from him. And it's all up to him, 1v3 with the Sheriff. You missed bullets coming down. But at the end of the day, got his two ult points towards Rolling Thunder. That's really big for EQ.
Yeah, and I mean, during that retake, Storch, what a haunt that came out from Coopster. They were able to get spams. It tagged 4 people out there towards Bend, and they were able to get the 2 of the spams down. So it's small moments with utility like that that can really shift the numbers into your favor.
Yeah, and
we're going into a small pause too.
Yeah, I said that I was favoring EQ coming into this half, but EQ just have not been showing up. They need to play with more conviction, Robbie.
Yeah.
It's like we have yin and yang here. We have EQ, the ever passive attack, and then AE, they played really, really over aggressive. And, you know, it's really hurting both teams that either one needs to find some sort of balance in the middle. Otherwise, you know, defenders always going to have an easier time in a map that, you know, isn't really known to either team. And so AE may be swinging things over to their side. And Nono has reconnected. Looks like we're about to get back into things. Same setup that AE has been playing past rounds. EQ, yet again, starting towards A. Feels like we've had the same round start every single time. And, you know, every time it's also ended with EQ going towards C.
Mm-hmm.
And we're live. 5 seconds left in the buy phase here before we return to the action. KB looks to be holding for these pushes. DP gonna come through from Legacy. KB's gonna hear it. He's gonna be calming, you know, maybe top Rebel. And they're gonna have to use util if they want to re-clear that. Let's see what EQ decide to do. The fast flank from Nono through C, picked up on the fact that they're playing A every round, and just is able to get a huge pick. That's Crypto down. That's the nightmare for EQ.
Yep.
Out of charges. Bring them
I
down.
mean, just like that, completely dismantled is that attack too. Gonna have to regroup things into this one. I mean, because map control looks so good from Alter Ego right now. And even look at Nono continuing to play Mound right now.
My camera is destroyed.
Yeah, he spots out Crod and he's just gonna back up.
Get him.
We missed it, but Crod did find a pick on B, in B onto Spade. Now EQ looking to maybe go through Breakable here. Legacy, he's gonna peek into Crod, unexpecting, and
30
Crod
seconds
finds a
left.
big pick. Legacy falls, and EQ have the sight, but Rolling Thunder coming through now. Nobody's there to
I
capitalize.
know exactly where you are.
That was a T-side
Spike planted.
Rolling Thunder. Noctify here with the ult, landing onto KB, getting him 1
Player
HP.
standing.
It's all up to Coopster, gonna die to KB.
Yeah, that was quick too. You thought they had a chance going into it with a showstopper and then just immediately get bodied out of that.
Yeah, that round, I don't know. I don't really like how either team played that. EQ really hesitant to re-clear that main,
I need a drop.
giving up all that map control. Lets Nono go in and get that pick, but then at the same time, Spade being caught off guard while rotating. And the re-clear decision for EQ after the fade goes down, questionable to me. Gonna see a repeat of last round though. And
Oh!
Noctify diffing KB. Oh my god, what a shot.
Yeah, that shot is crazy.
Check her
Wow.
PC.
Yeah, right? And we're getting a similar look here as well. That full rubble control. We've got Crod over here. Defaulting towards this B space. Now both smokes are actually used towards this space. It looks like they want to make a go of this one. Crod completely deeply inserted. Noctify looking to play around with the Guardian some more. And I mean, the shots have been landing for her this round so far. Raid trying to fang things off over there at the rotational door. And right now they're kind of stuck on site. They have someone door trying to handle them. They have someone towards Link, someone Heaven, but it's nothing to stop Noctify here. The trades start coming through, 2v2 now.
One enemy
The
remaining.
flash doesn't even have to come through. Neural theft. Raid looking for the clutch here. Takes down one. 8 bullets left in the chamber. Second scan coming. And no. Able to take him down and doesn't even need it. And there's a defuse for Alter Ego.
And the Senti superhero for AE, Nono, yet again saving his team. I think he's trying to tell us to buy Sen bundle. I don't know.
It's true.
Now, timeout coming from AE. A little bit interesting off the back of a round win, but clearly there's some things that Luna wants to correct. And man, I'd agree. I think there's a lot to correct with this defensive positioning. The rotates coming out. And if she can fix that now, then that's great. And I don't hate taking the timeout here either, because EQ, they don't have a coach. They don't have somebody looking for that bird's eye view. And, you know, I just feel like they're going to have more of the same plays as opposed to switching it up to what they should be doing, which is faster responses and more map control.
Yeah, I mean, EQUINOX have been exploring this B space for a minute now. They've sent their Omen there several times in a row, and last round it came in the form of hitting B, and I know that Alter Ego came out on top of that round, but it took a clutch from No to actually get that over the board. So I think this timeout from Luna is to clean things up just a little bit here, because it's taken those late round clutches to come through, and that's a lot of the times where the discipline isn't showing from either team as well. You see it get a little bit flustered there when the spike is counting and the pressure's on.
Yeah, and I really like this trip that Nono has on C. It goes off of the edge of a box, hits sight. I don't think I've seen that before. I really like it though. Just wanted to comment on that. And EQ.
Yeah, it's a nice trip.
They are playing a much different setup here. Playing for more map control with this default. They get the intel on the fade. They know that Cypher likes to play C. And so the group up towards A here just seems natural. Crod. Oh, he's going to hold towards C. And Legacy. He's taken this top rubble. And will he be re-cleared? No, because he decides to TP out. Fade Eye coming through, but Legacy has isolated himself. All he has is a little bit of help from Noctify. Has this paranoia though. Door gonna be tapped, dog going through. Legacy just trying to hold down this main. But EQ, they have the funnel onto sight through tree.
Seconds left.
Oh, rolling thunder.
Oh,
yeah. Right off the top, back of the spike. And look at him, he's still on site too. McLean, he's looking for the plant, and they've all just completely swarmed him on site. Bodies dropping left and right. Over here towards the tree space. The deagle looks really good from Ray, but I mean, the defuse is coming through. Nothing he can do there. No with the heroics once again. Alter Ego. Beautiful clapback into this.
And no, is there any stopping this guy? The clutch factor. Just every time he peeks into more than one person, it seems like he comes out with more than one kill.
Yeah.
And KB, look at you be struggling a little bit on that duelist role. I'm unsure if it, is unfamiliar to him or if it might just be the EQ curse.
I'll find you.
Oh, look at where Coop's just playing this time. So aggressive towards this mountain space. Gets stunned out. I like that cage.
Catch them.
Dog coming out, trying to play fast. I think they have to touch here, but ult coming through. Not gonna find anything. And the trip, no, playing deep CT, finding a pick off the trip. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I talk about, that late round utility as well. Able to get the picks off that, and even a dink off the back of it. I mean, it's just an exceptional job right now from Alter Ego, handling the pressure. Showstopper to come through from Noctify, looking for a back sight, and there it is. Gets one, looking for the next, but playing that vertical position is Crod. He's looking to TP into the smoke there, gets right behind the fade. 3 on the round, looking for the clutch. It'd be huge, but he can't. No says yes. This is my round for Alter Ego, and they've gained the lead off the back of that defuse.
Yeah, and
wow.
What a pivotal round from AE. Off the back of that timeout. Looks so good. 2 great rounds. And retakes coming through. Now, EQ, they do have the Nightmare to play off of.
That goes there.
And they're going to call the timeout to try and formulate a plan. What do you think the play is?
I mean, they're rushing a little bit going into this attack. I think they're going faster than their own good right now, EQUINOX. I saw how they want to go towards that space. They know they have Breach Ult, Rolling Thunder, but I don't think that is the only layer you should be thinking about going into an exec. I mean, he's been playing around the space so well now, no. And so those trips, you want to be forcing those out. You want to look for them. Even if you want to throw a nade towards it, you have to go a little bit slower on those, and especially if you're approaching C, where No is playing. And as I say that, he switches his setup over towards B, so this timeout may not even give the right information towards EQUINOX if they want to go for C again.
Yeah, and it does definitely look like the play to do with a Nightmare. And AE done a great job on picking up on this. I mean, we see Luna having another minute to coach their team. I think it's just so big. Every timeout that EQ takes, because they don't have that coach, I feel like even if they're taking a timeout, it's hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this should do.
AE getting close to this Nightmare again. They have Neural Theft, they have From the Shadows. Really big ults, but can do some useful things. Noctify, ready for this B, and AE actually have the read dead on for this EQ hit onto B. The Cypher setup here, KB a little unsuspecting. I don't know if they've picked up on it yet.
Ooh. But they're coming towards the C site this time. No doesn't have those trips to play off of, and it's a full 5-man push from the mountain space onto the C. Look at Koopster helping things out over here. Throws the C's to momentarily stop things. And they've hit a complete brick wall over towards C, so they're bringing it back over towards B. And here it is. Engagement's taken left and right. No fakes really coming out. And there's that Nightmare that you talked about hitting into the tripwires. Still, no picks to come off the back of it. An Alter Ego completely surrounding the site right now. And this is such a dangerous play by EQUINOX with this scoreline to hit B right now. You see the utility coming right on out. That lurk from No is going to be huge later on. Integral part of this, but Noctify getting the first blood of the retake coming right on through. Flash forces them off of the take for just a second here. But the stun comes through. Hoopster coming right on out. And the team executing onto the side, but from default, Crypto does the work, and there's that lurk from No, yes, coming right on in, gets the first pick. And as the spike starts to speed up here, Clean's gonna have to look for the spam kills. He's not able to do it. Only a Spectre in hand, has to go right through the cage. He does, gets the first pick, but the defuse still comes through from No. And Alter Ego continuing to clinch that lead, and they are at series point.
No, you know, he might just be the Senti GOAT.
Yeah.
He's just, time and time again, dropping at least 20 kills on for probably 25 here. What a great showing from a Sentinel player. And EQ really trying to scrap for a round. They're going to run straight in to AE here. AE fighting A. And it's just going to fizzle out. Oh! Pick from Crod onto Legacy. Huge pick. Noctify has to try and find a refrag here. But no, she's going to get smoked off.
I know exactly where you
Yeah, and even off the back of that, Neural Theft comes through as well, so position's already confirmed into this. They know that A-side has their name on it, and it's so late into the game here. Tensions are definitely rising. Spade taking down Crod. Smokes on both ends, not here, so both teams at both disadvantages. Neural Theft to come through from the side of Alter Ego, taking back site control. If this is the round that they can make it happen, this would be it for the series. It would eliminate EQUINOX. Nightmare to come right on through. Looking to make space here. Noctify still towards main. Gonna have to speed things up a little bit coming into this one, but they're all cornered right into the tree room. KB going down. Crypto has the rifle, but that is it. And the defuse comes through. Alter Ego 13-10, taking away the series from EQUINOX and eliminating them.
And EQ back to the drawing board for them. Gonna come back next season, maybe a little bit stronger. And what a match, Robbie. Didn't quite go to a round 3, but 2 very, very close games. And No, yes, doing such a good job on both maps. we've talked about it so many times, but still, I don't think it's enough. It's so impressive what he's doing on the Sentinel role for his team. It's just so good.
Impact left and right, and look at the assists too for the side of Alter Ego. Look at Coopster, Spade, Legacy 2K, 17, 11, and 18 just between those three. Exceptional job done, and I know that we had a lot of criticisms when it came to all of the supportive utility coming through, but they made it happen. And they adjusted exactly what we were looking for on this map, and it's absolutely exceptional work. And I know that we swapped KB onto that duelist role for EQUINOX here, but it doesn't seem that that was the solution into things. So you're absolutely right, going back to that drawing board and finding out what are the roles we need to do here, because honestly, Storch, that's what it's starting to look like. I don't think it's that Clean is a bad player. I don't think it's that KB is a bad player. I think it's that the system just needs to be a bit further developed, and they need to reassess these roles.
Yeah, I mean, Clean on the Cypher, he's gone positive, and that's just not something that we've seen from him at all in VLE so far. And it's a shame that EQ are knocked out now, because the Clean Sentinel arc, it looked promising.
Yeah.
And really, Noctify being a big part of this one. For First Bloods, he's 15 and 16, big improvement over previous games. That has to have helped AE win this one.
Yeah. Absolutely right. I mean, what a great job done from them and taking the series away. In that match, they were pretty far down. I honestly thought that EQUINOX were going to take that away from them as well, just based off how the early round was going. But again, and it's one of my favorite words, Storch, that show of resilience really comes into play. When you get deep into a series like this, just a map alone, you get deep into a map like that, it's so important to recollect yourselves. And we talked about how they have access to that coach. I think that worked out in their favor here.
Yeah, and Luna doing a great job of, correcting their mistakes. I think it's been absolutely pivotal in how this match has played out.
All right, and as we continue to just look at this victory here for Alter Ego and EQUINOX down and out of this one after that elimination matchup, looks like we're going to go ahead and get a post-match interview here for Mr. No-No, our favorite Sentinel player in this matchup. We've talked about him so much, but we finally want to hear from him. So we're going to get him in here in just a second. There we go, folks, and we've got No-No here in the caster's booth with us to conduct a post-match interview. Now, No-No, I am so excited to talk to you right now because you have been one of my favorite Sentinels to watch in this tournament thus far. So give me an insight. Introduce us to who No-No is.
So, I started out, when I first started playing, competitively on the team, I started out as a smokes player. I was big into Omen. So, lurking, especially, ranking up through ranks playing Omen, lurking has always kind of been my thing. Because you can, TP past trips and all that stuff. And, so, as a Sentinel player, I find it really nice to just have kind of that freedom. My team kind of allows me to go lurk. Especially, I think you probably saw on Lotus a good amount there. I was sort of just being able to walk up C and just kind of punish them for not being there. So I think that the lurking has always kind of come naturally. And then on defense, it's a little bit harder, but, I think I'm surrounded by great people who are able to set each other up really nicely. So, I'm able to throw my trips and kind of do my job, maybe get one and get out. And then, because my team is just so good at playing retake, and we're able to set each other up really nicely, I think. They help make my job easier.
Folks, what can't he do? He's got the Sentinel gameplay going on. The lurks are amazing, and he speaks so well. Very eloquently put, No-No. And I want to ask another question here. So you have shown us the true, essence of a Sentinel player here, and you mentioned how you did play that controller before, and that's how you got more accustomed to that lurking style. Now I want to go on the flip side and talk a little bit about defense, where it's more about locking down that space and, you know, playing for those trips, you know, playing for that space. And I notice you love being a little bit aggressive in those scenarios here. Where do you get that confidence from?
I mean, I got a lot of friends and a lot of like my team were all really supportive. So I don't like have a problem saying, oh, I'm gonna swing this and I'm gonna one tap someone and get out, because like you know, we're not gonna belittle each other, you know. Every time, you know, we maybe whiff a shot, it's a nice try. Every time we clutch, it's good job, you know. We support each other a lot, and I think that all that is really helpful in boosting each other's confidence. And then also there's always, you know, ranking up and playing deathmatch and all the other stuff you do to warm up, where you just like get yourself a lot of confidence right before a match and you improve your aim.
Love that.
So connecting on what Robbie was saying about, you know, how aggressive you like to get on that defense, I want to delve into a bit of your mind on round 18. Round 18, 20 seconds into the round, you pushed all the way out of C, and you were able to find a pick onto Crypto there in a main. What made you go all the way up C? How'd you know it was clear?
It was, so I was throwing that Camelot, and I noticed that if they were pushing or Omen was lurking, because he was lurking B and C a lot, that he would usually, you know, not just tuck behind the box, he'd usually be out a little bit. So, you know, we threw the eye, we threw all the util, and my IGL Coop, he said, you know, no, I'm gonna go back there, I'm gonna go help him, you do your thing. And I was like, bet, pushed up, get one. I even grabbed the orb on my way back just so they couldn't get it, because I already had ult, I didn't need it, but, you know, just denying them anything that we can.
Yeah, and that's super duper important. Even if you do have that ultimate, I like your idea of getting that, you know, orb so you can deny it from the other team as well. Very exceptional mind work there. And now I wanted to ask another question here, because I myself am a coach for a Valorant team as well. And so I want to start to talk about Luna's timeouts here. You know, give me an insight as to what that's like. What kind of advice does Luna give during those timeouts? And, you know, how do you react to that information? Is it more of like emotional support of like, you guys got this? Or, you know, does Luna serve that more strategic role?
Nah, Luna bullies me a lot. But in all seriousness, it's a lot of times he'll call a timeout when he notices there's an issue with our macro, and so he'll give us a quick few pointers. Sometimes, you know, it's a bit of like, oh, like so-and-so's been doing this, you know, maybe Omen's been lurking, we should punish that kind of stuff. But for the most part, he'll give us like a good idea of how we should be playing the macro with our comp, like in the pre-rounds when we're picking our agents and hovering all Yoru. And then when he's calling timeouts, it's usually things we're doing wrong, and he'll point out like good things we're doing and say, you know, here's how maybe you can work on that a little bit better, or, you know, that's really working, maybe we should keep doing that but change it up a little bit so it doesn't get predictable, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's really exceptional there. I like to hear that about Luna, because, I mean, that's so important, right? Is to get the team back into the focus of what the game plan is and how your system plays in the server, because you can see it come out like late game, the pressure's on, right? And then you start to lose that discipline when it comes to that late round micro. So to hear that those timeouts are utilized to get you guys back in tap is really good here. Now, I had another question. So after this win against EQUINOX, next week on Sunday, you go up against Fanatical Radiance, and that is a decider match to then see who is the second team to qualify from Group D. Can you give us a little insight to how you guys will prepare for that?
Well, we're just going to keep, you know, drilling the stuff we need to drill in some maps that maybe we need a little bit of work on, that kind of stuff. I will say that, you know, we did tell EQUINOX before the game started, you know, we exchanged some words. We said, hey, if we win, you know, we'll do our best to avenge you and beat Fanatical Radiance. And if you guys win, you know, we don't want to lose in vain. Y'all better beat them. And I know Fanatical Radiance are good. They lost to the same team we lost to, though, so we know they can bleed. We know it's definitely a winnable game. So all respect to them. But, you know, we're going to have the hopes and dreams of two teams on our backs. So, you know, we'll do our best not to disappoint.
Love that. That's a great outlook.
I do have one more question for you, Nono. So outside of VLE, outside of your scrims, I feel like every team, you know, should try and find a way to get that connection with their teammates just on a friendship level. do you guys implement that on AE? Do you guys hang out much outside of your games, or?
I mean, that's something I'm really big into trying. You know, our team, our org does have its own Minecraft server. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah, we play modded. I don't know how many people still play it because, you know, there were the 3 grinders that grinded it out in the first week, and now there's, you know, not all that much to do. But we try to play games outside. I'm a huge advocate for doing stuff like that because I think that building the bond with your teammates inside and outside the game, it's a great way to connect with them. It's a great way to make sure that, like, take the pressure off a little bit. And also, if all you're doing is playing comp, you know, a lot of times, you know, you get tilted. You'll think, oh, you know, they made one mistake, you know, and you know, maybe I don't want to queue with them so much. But if you're playing other games, there's less of that because not everything is the same. So, like, you know, with Minecraft, you know, people who I didn't want to queue Valorant with me wanted to play Minecraft because it's different and it's unique and it's a different way to connect with people. And we don't do it as much as we should, is my thought process on that, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah. Really good answers.
I was yapping a little bit there.
That's all good.
No, we love yapping over here. This is the
Running the
caster's
big
booth, man.
yapper, so
Yeah. So yapping is absolutely allowed around here. We actually appreciate it so much. No, that is great insight. And so as we finish off the interview here, do you have any words of inspiration to other Sentinel players out there?
You know, this is gonna annoy a lot of the people you play against, especially in ranked. But the cringer the trip, the more obscure it is, the better.
I love that.
There was that
Yes.
one, I forget what round it was, where they used a breach ult and a neon ult, and I just played back in a smoke and wallbanged neon through the little wall on TV.
Yeah.
And he was
I
just
remember.
dead.
Yeah.
He had nothing. I was just goodbye to one of the most broken ults in the game. And, like, you know, if you can find those little nitty trips, you know, like, literally just go into a custom lobby for 10 minutes, just find the little cracks on the boxes, see if you can get a trip off there, and if you can, you know, that's great. Throw that in the game. Who knows? Maybe you get a kill like that on the end.
Yeah. That is really good advice. Playing for those kill trips on that Cypher and just causing the wrench in every single execution. No, thank you so much for your insight, man. This has been an absolutely wonderful interview. So we thank you so much for joining us here. And congratulations on the win.
Me.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, good.
All right, folks. Now, ending off the series here, I mean, Storch, what a game we just had. 13-10, Alter Ego, making it to that decider match against Fanatical Radiance for next week. And I'm excited for that. Any closing remarks?
None other than, you know, that FNR game. It's going to be a great game. Quincy versus No. We'll see how it goes. Catch you guys next time.